If I legally confounded, for which is defined as confused, for which is defined as being perplexed or disconcerted, my enemies, for whom are defined as the ones that are antagonistic towards me, in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as inside of the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, then how can I be confused on September 7th in 2023 at 6:26 in the evening about who I am, as well as about who is the antagonistic people towards me? So now I'm going to get Psalm 7 of the King James Version of Bible Hub, verses 1 through 17 to as I reference the evilness of my enemies. So I'm referencing the biblical presence of my legal enemy. So if evil started in the midst of the Garden of Eden, then evil is present in the world according to your spiritual reference. So this is I take refuge in you. Shiggaion, or what it's Shiggaion of David. I wonder, let me see if I can look that up. Sometimes they don't look it up. They just use that word and then it doesn't register on the Webster there, because I don't know why it don't. See, no, it doesn't. So I don't know what that word means or what. So that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why they have. If you teaching me, why can't I find the word or the definition to it? But this is a translation into English language from the I guess that's back in the Jewish language, but of David, which he sung unto the Lord according to the words of Cush, which is Cush, the Benjamite. That's Benjamite, and it says, "O Lord, my God, in Thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me, and deliver me, lest he tear my soul like a lion, rendering it in pieces, while there is none to deliver. O Lord, my God, if I have done this, if there be iniquity in my hands, if I have rewarded evil unto him that was at peace with me, yea, I have delivered him that without cause is my enemy. Let the enemy persecute my soul, and take it, ye. Let him tread down my life upon the earth, and lay my honor in the dust. Shelah, Selah. Arise, O Lord, in thine anger. Lift up thyself because of the rage of mine enemies, and awake for me to the judgment that thou hast commanded. So shall the congregation of the people compass thee about. For their sakes, therefore, return thou on high. The Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness, and according to my integrity that is in me. O let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God trotteth the hearts and reins. My defense is of God, which saveth the upright in heart. God judgeth the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will wit his sword. Now, wit, let's see, W-E-W-H-E-T. Okay, to sharpen by rubbing on or with something such as a stone. So now let's see.
Wet.
Wet. So that's W-E-W-H-E-T. So it's wet, but the H, I guess, is silent. Yeah, you know. So that's wet is to sharpen by rubbing on or with something such as a stone. So he sharpened his sword. That's what that means. So, okay, so now, I gotta find myself again here. Righteousness every day. Okay, he was with his sword, so he would sharpen his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He has also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travails with iniquity. Now, that travails is not travel like I thought it was. It's travail, for which is defined as work, especially of a painful or laborious nature. So that's his work, which is like my work in the civil and criminal courthouses against the persecutors of me. So behold, the travaileth, because it's Travaileth, because it's that English, because it's translated from King James Version. So that's, you know, they say that tuth and all of that. So with iniquity, for which is defined as gross injustice, and has conceived mischief and brought forth falsehoods. He made a pit and dug it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. So see, that's the wicked person who made the ditch for me, fell into ditch that they made in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. And then I got you all and every generation after this generation out of the ditch that we all in. Because once you reveal the ditch that was made, once I reveal the ditch that was made for me, I reveal that we are in the ditch. You see what I'm saying? Because if the serpent was arraigned with Adam and Eve to eat the dust and crawl on his belly, well, if a serpent made a hole, then we already was in the hole, because the serpent was already sentenced to crawl on his belly. So we was already on the ground. So if the serpent dug a ditch, then the serpent dug a ditch from the ground that the serpent was already sentenced to then crawl on his belly. So see, although I rose to my human stature, right, and which is a statue, right, now that we are all in the hole, nobody can see heaven from hell, right? So now this is what he says. He made a pit and dug it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own plate. Right now, plat. So then, hold on, that's P-A-T. Let's see. P-A-T-E. Head, and let's see, pat.
Pate.
No, well, he's saying pate, but it's P-A-T. So let's see.
Pate.
Pate. But it say P-A-T. So anyway, pate is P-A-T-E. So that is his head, the crown of his head is how it's defined. So that's saying that his own dealings, right, his own violent dealings shall come down upon his own pate. I would praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and would sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida. So how can David, for whom wrote Psalms, for whom Jesus had to be born in a manger because of his sins of adultery with his military leader Uric, right? Now, how, see, he is saying he was persecuted, but by who? If he had an army, then did not his army then judge him for what he did to their leader, who was his leader? So think about it now. If you go to war with your leader, and your leader has a commander, and your commander is sleeping with your leader's wife, but your leader is leading you into battle, then why would you then follow the leader that sent your leader to die? See, so that's why David, if you look at this is him now asking for forgiveness from his, see, look, it says, when he sung unto the Lord according to the words of Cush, the Benjaminite, O Lord, my God, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me and deliver me. See, well, why is he now being persecuted if he then saved the Israelites from Goliath? See, this is what I'm saying, right? When somebody saved you, who saved you from that person? Because now that person could believe that you owe them. See, that's why I didn't want y'all to know who I am, right? So, because I knew that the next generation after I leave this world won't know who I am. So what I was trying to do was establish my gift, which is my wisdom of myself, in a place of business where someone who needed a financier would find my wisdom as value. See, because if a person invests money in you, then the person who invested in you feel like they own what came from you. See, so that's why my company, we don't buy your investment. Your inventions. We invest in the inventor and then only want 20% of what we allowed you to produce. So that's why for every million, we get 200,000. See, so you get 800,000 for every million. See what I'm saying? So when you do business with Folk Houses Incorporated through Chancey Incorporated, you are not on an hourly wage unless you work for me or Chancey Incorporated, which is my children's inheritance. But the reason why you can't work for Folk Houses anymore is because the serpent, the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, put my children's inheritance in jeopardy. So now I realize where my children's inheritance was lost and won in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. So that's why I established another territory of Folk Houses Incorporated, so that way we would be able to invest in the investment, which is the testimony of the founders of Folk Houses Incorporated, which is now King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Folk Houses Incorporated, Queen Benita Elaine Epps Castle of Folk Houses Incorporated, and then Queen Tamika Rayshawn Castle of Chancey Incorporated, and then King Tommy Chancey Castle Jr. of Chancey Incorporated. Because if they are in our image, then they are images of kings and queens, right? But there'll never be another king of Folk Castles, because it's only one creator. That's me and my wife. So see, it'll be one king, one queen, and 2 children. That's gonna always make up 4 castles. See what I'm saying? Now, Chancey Incorporated is the production that 4 castles produce. See, so anything that my children desire, then Chancey Incorporated will produce it from the proceeds of the motion that King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. wrote in self-defense of my children and my wife and I's future. So see, I changed the currency from money to knowledge. Then I quantified the knowledge by putting it in a book. So I capsulated the knowledge by putting it in the book. So the book is the capsule, like you would take when you sick. So you take a tablet, which is a capsule, and the capsule then dissolves in your belly, then it gets in your bloodstream, and it brings you relief. So what would bring you relief if what you digest mentally is toxic? So what you know is what you was taught. So what you gain is what you got. But you don't know how you got what you have, because you don't know how you got it, right? So now I'm saying this because when I was working for the United States Postal Service, I thought I was successful until they showed me the limitations of my success. See, I was only a provider as long as the United States Postal Service allowed me to provide. Every time they took my job, they took the provisions that I was providing, because that was the second time that the post office had fired me. So when they showed me the first time how vulnerable I was, then the second time I prepared and I shored up my vulnerabilities. See, so now I am now saying that lest he tear my soul like a lion, rendering it in pieces, while there is none to deliver. See what I'm saying? So now he's saying, this is David. He's saying that there's none to deliver him. But why? If you was a king, you King David, you slayed Goliath, right? Now, how all of a sudden you being persecuted? But the Bible testifies to why David is being persecuted, for the adulterous act that gave life to Solomon. So Solomon is from an adulterous affair. And then Solomon ended up making a bad decision that ended up causing Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee to be property of Caesar Augustus. See, now this is in accordance with Luke, I think it's Luke 1. See, I gotta see, let me see. No, I gotta look it up. So, I gotta look it up. So, Caesar Augustus say pay him a tax. That's Caesar Augustus. Okay, Bible. Because the only place I ever saw Caesar Augustus in is this one time. See, yeah, Luke 2. I said Luke 1, but it's Luke 2, and this is the tax that Jesus was born under because of the sin of David. It says, this is the birth of Jesus in Luke 2, verses 1 through 7. It says, and it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And his taxing was first made when Cyrus was Cyrenius was the governor of Syria. So now see, that's a person. That's what I don't understand about the Christians is why they saying I'm not real when it's telling you that Caesar Augustus was a person. All of these people who live in the times I'm living, well, they making up their history. They living their historical story now. But now the Christians done came and done distorted my life story. And that's what I don't understand. Like, how can you teach about somebody else and then deny somebody or themselves? That's what I couldn't understand with my grandmother with this religion. You say I'm going to Sunday school, but I can't learn nothing for the betterment of me. I have to learn about somebody else, and they done something for me. But I have things that I want to do in my life, but you tell me I can't do those things, but you tell me somebody died for me. But I'm saying, well, why did they die for me to be limited in my life? I never understood it. So now I'm asking y'all. So now it say, and all went to be taxed, everyone in his own city. So see, that's why Jesus had to leave from Nazareth in his mother's belly and travel to Bethlehem, because that's where Joseph was from. Now watch, it's going to tell you. And Joseph also went from Galilee. See, that's Galilee where Jesus was raised, right? He went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth. See, so Galilee is in the city of Nazareth, right? Into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. Now, lineage, let's break that down. Okay, lineage. The number of line, wait a minute, man, goddamn it, hold on. This thing, it said lineage. Okay, but hold on, I got it. It said lineage. I was going to give you lineage instead of lineage. Okay, lineage is the descent in a line from a common progenitor. Hold on, let me see. Now make sure.
Progenitor.
It's progenitor. I was close. See, like I say, I gotta teach myself. And pronunciation is always like, I like that when they say, you say tomato, I say tomato, but you know we talking about a tomato. You know what I'm saying? Or tomato, however you say it. But you know what I'm talking about. But see, people who want to make something out of something or take anything you give them. So I'll give you pronunciation because I don't like normal stuff I got. But when it comes to you saying how it sounds, I have a problem with that because I'm from the South. So I sound like a Southerner. Some people sound funny to me, but I don't say nothing because I know I sound funny to other people because they done told me that. So I guess that's my pet peeve, you know. But anyway, you got me on it. I'm cool with it. But I just want to enlighten you on it. Okay? So now, okay, no, that's Luke 2. So now, if it came to pass in those days that it went out that decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed, then why can't people see that I paid the tax that Caesar Augustus levered on the whole world inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida in accordance with Amendment 14, Section 4. See, this is what I'm saying. I mean, I have the law on my side, but I don't have the people on the side of the law. So this is Amendment 14, Section 4. So now, if Caesar Augustus levied a tax on the world that caused your Lord and Savior to be born in a manger, right? And I, in my lifetime, paid the tax of my people that David's sin allowed Caesar Augustus to levy on the whole world, according to Luke 2, verse 1 through 5 or whatever, right? Now, this is me paying that debt in my lifetime with the laws that establishes me and my reign. And this is Amendment 14, Section 4, the validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred for payments of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion, shall not be questioned. But neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid or insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or any claim for the loss of emancipation of any slave in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, right? And it say, or any claim, but all such debts, obligations, and claims shall be held illegal and void on September 7th in 2023 at 6:53 in the evening. So see, how can the debt rise and it not be an illegal flood? So now, wouldn't we now be in Genesis 1? See, wouldn't we now be in the beginning when the world, see, now wouldn't we be in this beginning? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. See, wouldn't we now be in that? See, because what is legal if I use Amendment 14, Section 4 to show that the debt is illegal and void? So now, if the world was without form and void, and now the United States of America is in debt, in illegal debt that I voided, then aren't we without legal form and legally void? And then wouldn't I now be the God that's with the Word, and the Word is with God, the same that was in the beginning, according to John 1? And then I'm telling you about Psalms, right? I'm telling you about Psalms 1, Psalm 7. Okay, Psalm 7. Man, I think I'm past the time. This thing done messed up here. Well, I'm going to get back to Psalm 7, and then this going to be the last one. So I'm Psalms. See, I had this thing here, but this is what we doing. Okay, so now, so it says, this is Psalm 7. If I have rewarded evil unto him, this is verse 4, unto him that was at peace with me, I have delivered him that without cause is mine enemy. So I have delivered him that without cause. So isn't Uric, who David delivered to his enemies without cause. So wouldn't that be why David was persecuted by his army, just like the leaders of the United States of America are now being prosecuted by me, Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the USS Lexington AVT-16 in Pensacola, Florida?